Right, welcome back everybody. Today we're changing the drop link on this Vauxhall Vivaro. So the reason we're changing these, one on my driver's side, it's started to get a bit of play in it and you can hear it when you're driving, so it's good practice just to change both sides, and I thought I'd bring you along for the ride. So we're going to start on the passenger side just because I've drove the van in. So what you want to do is you just crack your wheel nuts first before you start lifting the van up off the floor, just so they're hand tight. Then you want to jack your van up, find your jacking point, get yourself an axle stand, and I always, once I've lowered it on the axle stand, I always leave the jack there just as a bit of extra support. And once we've got that wheel off, I'll come back to you and show you what we're doing. Right then, so back under the van again now. I don't know if you can see here, all this wet oily stuff. Basically our front shock is leaking its oil as well, so we're going to have to get that changed out. We'll have to get a couple of them on order again. If you're going to do one side, do the other side as well. So as you can see, it's really shiny there, so it's been it's losing a bit of oil, so again that's going to affect your handling. I'll have to get online and get a pair of them ordered, and that'll be another video. That won't be today because they ain't got the part, but these are the bars in question that we're changing, and you've got your nut just at the top there. You can put an Allen key in there just to hold back, because sometimes these will spin, or sometimes they have like a flat on either side where you can get a spanner on the back, but we won't know until we come to them. And it's the same again, just on the bottom, just one nut, and that is job done. So it's really a quick, simple job this, but as you can see, this looks like it's been leaking for a while because there's a lot of oil all over this. So I will give it a bit of a clean up as well when I'm in here, because I just like to do that when I do a job. I think on the previous MOT there was an advisory for a misting shock absorber, but I thought it was on the rear that they said, but it might have been the front. I'll just have to double check that. We don't need to worry about that today. We've got plenty of meat on them discs and pads there, so the discs are really good. There's no lip on there. They look like they've been changed recently, just before I got the van, I'd say. So yeah, it's really oily under here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get myself a bit of a rag and a bit of cleaner, give it a bit of a clean up, and then we'll start dismantling this drop link. Right then folks, so as you can see, I've given that a bit of a clean up now. We've cleaned all the back and everything, and I say I will be changing this shock, so I'll be able to give it a good clean up behind this, in this tunnel as well. I've just cleaned this, so although this will be getting changed, I've just give it a clean, so it's just a nice area when we come to change this drop link. And when we do come to change this, we're not going to be getting covered in stuff. I know it's going to leak in the meantime until we get the new one, but it's just nice to work in a clean area. So as you can see, this is a 16mm, and I'm going to be using my Clark impact gun here, and hopefully it will just whiz that off without any troubles. And just one other thing to mention, when you're jacking up a large vehicle like a van, just make sure you've got yourself a decent trolley jack, because they do weigh a bit, these vans. So just bear that in mind as well. You don't want to be using a little ton trolley jack, because it won't cut it. So it is a bit dark in here, so you have to bear that in mind. So I'm just going to stick this a 16mm this, and I'm just going to use this, and there we go. That's just jolted it and it's come straight off. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the gun at the bottom actually. No, we're not going to get the gun in there, so I'm going to have to go and get myself the ratchet. I haven't got the ratchet out here. So, but yeah, that is the top one off. I'll just stick that nut on there just to keep that on there so it doesn't fall out. And let me just go get myself a ratchet, and I'll be back with you. Right then, so I've got my 16mm ratchet. Let's just pop that on there, and that's going to be tight. So I just use an old, you can use a bit of pipe. This is just an old axle stand top. Get that on there like that. There we go, just pull against that, and it gives you that extra little bit of lever. There we go. Right, and now the back of that's spinning, so this is where you can either have to change over to a 16mm spanner and put an Allen key in the middle. But what I'm going to try, first, let me just undo this top nut, and we'll have a look and see if there is any flats on the back of this, which there isn't. So The other way you can do it is get yourself a set of mole grips behind there and just clamp onto that. But I think what I'll probably have to do is get myself a spanner and an Allen key. So that's what I do like to use, the impact gun, if I can, because it just shocks it off. And Stacey's just been, and she's just bought me a couple of warm Jamaican patties. So I'm going to eat these first before we carry on. And once I've had these, we'll come back and we'll get this undone. Right, so one Jamaican pate later. I've brought you in a lot closer. I managed to get you in the wheel arch a bit better here, so hopefully that'll keep the wind noise down as well. So what I've gone and done, I've gone and got myself an Allen key, and I've got myself a ratchet ended spanner, so hopefully that'll make life a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to thread my Allen key through the socket first, through the spanner. Just get that in there like that, and then hopefully I've put the socket on the ratchet on the wrong way, so we'll swap that around, make sure that's in there, and then hopefully we'll just hold back on that Allen key, and there we go, just like that. So this is the way to do it if you don't have your impact guns. I mean, it's not a bad way, but it's just so much quicker and easier with the impact. But not everyone has access to an impact gun, so we've seen both ways of doing it now. And when we come to do the next one up, we'll be using this method again, unless it's got flats on. But to be fair, this ain't too bad. I'll probably do it this way because you can damage the rubber when you try to do the flats. Right, that must be nearly out now. And I say, this one wasn't causing any problems, it was the driver's side, but say do it in pairs, and they was only cheap. I managed to get these from a motor factors, and they had 65% sale off, so they only come to £10 each. So I'm really happy with that. So let's just take this top nut off, and then this comes out now just like that, as you can see. Yeah, there is a bit of play in that actually. Top one's not too bad, but this bottom one, yeah, that's nearly on its way out as well. So, and one other thing I should have mentioned, before I did take that out, I did actually just measure that one up next to it, because you don't want to take all this off and find out you got the wrong part. Right, so I've just moved the camera there, so you can just about see where the bottom one goes in, and you can just about see where the top one goes in. So this one is an aftermarket one, and as you can see, this one does actually have the flats on it. So let me just try and get you in there. See, it's got the flat side, so you can actually get a spanner on that as well. But it does have the option as well for the Allen key as well. You can't put these in the wrong way. They are universal. They go on both sides of the vehicle, and they can go any way up. So I'm just going to pop it in now. Just wide your nut on. We'll do the bottom one up first, so I say we can do the top one with the impact gun without any issues. And all this is still the original parts. This lower arm, because it's stamped Renault on there, and this suspension arm as well, it's stamped Renault. So I'm just going to do this up now. I'll just hold back on that spanner. And there we go. I say, if you've got all the right tools out here, this could be about a 15-minute job from start to finish. Right, so it's starting to grip now. There we go. that'll do. So we can lift that up now. Get our 17mm on the impact. And there we go, folks. That is your drop link or stabilizer arm, whatever you want to call it, anti-roll bar, fully done. So we're going to go ahead now, do the driver's side. As you can see, that's the old one there. That's probably original as well, to be fair. All this seems to be original. It's only done 65,000, this van, so it's not done a lot of miles really for the age of it. So as you can see, it's all marked up Renault. All that is the Vauxhall. It is based on the Renault traffic. As you can see down there, it's all badged up Renault. So it is a really nice clean example, this. I do need to get myself in a splash guard. I will be changing the front bumper because it's had a knock on the front bumper before I got it, and it's broke this side here, and it's done the exact same on the other side, but I've got the piece on the other side. I managed to plastic weld it, but I don't think I'm going to salvage this bumper. It is a really poor condition. I'll probably pick up another one and a rear bumper as well. So, but yeah, really quick, fast job this. You ain't got to be a mechanic to do something like this. It's literally just take your wheel off and your 2 bolts there. So I'm just going to get the other side done now. I'll bring you around and show you the condition of the other side when we get round there, and I'll see you in a minute. Right then, so there we go, folks. That is this side done as well. Straightforward job. It's literally taken me 15 minutes without filming that. And yeah, the bottom link on this one is totally gone. There's just no resistance there at all. It's just totally worn out. I say top one's not much better, to be honest with you. They are wear and tear items. I say I did get 65% off for them, so they was only £10 each. They was 20 odd quid otherwise. Still not that expensive. So I'm just going to go ahead, put this wheel trim back on, have a bit of a clear up, and that'll be it for this one. And we'll be coming back where we'll be doing the suspension arms. I will be getting a pair. This one's fine on this side, but they both originals, I reckon. So I say they are both stamped up with a Renault. So if that one's on its way out, this one's probably not going to be far behind it. So the brakes were good on this side. They matched up with the opposite side. Everything else looks alright on here. So I'm really happy with that. I'll just take you around the back quickly. So if you didn't already know, we are converting this van into a day van build. And as you can see, we've started putting all the windows in, and it's all carpeted up now. So the next job is we've got the rock and roll bed coming, and that'll be getting fitted here above this wheel arch, and it'll come to about here somewhere, and that'll be the next job. I've just got to get a bit of metal for that, for the plates underneath. So I've just got to get myself a bit of metal plating just to put underneath the van, so when we tie the nuts up to the van, they'll be bolting up to that metal plate as well. So I'm just going to head off now and see if I can find myself a bit. The rock and roll bed's coming on Tuesday, so if it comes in good time, that'll be the video for Wednesday, fitting the rock and roll bed, building it up, and hopefully getting it pre-fitted in the van. It will be coming back out again. It's only 4 bolts, so it will be coming back out because I want to take it out when I come to fit the kitchen, because there's going to be a bit of work fitting that kitchen in there. So it will be coming back out, and while we're trial fitting it, I'm not going to bother putting any lino down. So the lino will be coming down once we're ready to refit the kitchen into the final stage, once we've got that all mocked up and the rock and roll bed. So there's no chance of it getting damaged with them heavy items getting dragged across it. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here for this little one. So next video, rock and roll bed. We'll be getting some new front springs. I need to check the back, not springs, front shock absorbers. I need to check the back because I'm sure it was one of the back ones that was an advisory on the MOT. I'd have to have a look back on the MOT history, but definitely front ones. And if I do need the back ones, we'll get them as well. It's due for an MOT late December, I think, so we've got plenty of time. I like to try and get a vehicle through the MOT and coming back clean with no advisories. So that'll be my little aim there. So anyway, don't forget, check out the playlist on this. It's a maintenance side, just the Vauxhall Vivaro playlist, and then it's got the Vauxhall Vivaro day build playlist as well. So check them out, and until next time, we'll see you about.